Today's video, it's gonna be all about the Unearthly Cosmetics Gargoyle palette. So if you wanna know everything about the packaging, see some swatches, maybe just a first impression look, I will leave you the timestamps down below. But now let's go right on it. And if you don't know me, hi everybody, I'm Gagasita. Welcome to my channel, welcome to this beauty space where I just love to share with you my love for makeup. Could be old makeup, new makeup, every kind of makeup. If you like this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up if you like this particular video here, and turn on your notifications so you actually can get to know wherever I do a video. Let's start talking about the palette. And I got this palette because I completely fell in love with the color story, and I do really enjoy the usually formula from Unearthly, so I decided to bring this one to my collection. But let's talk about the packaging itself. The palette comes in this really huge box. Only the palette. This box here, this ginormous palette box is just for the palette. And you have the art of the palette itself printed on the box, and you have all the ingredients of the eyeshadow and the certifications of the brand. You have everything that you have on the packaging, you have on the box too. Inside of the box there is this, I will say this is a frame full of foam material, so even if you shake the palette during transport, the palette will not break. And over the palette you have this another a little bit thinner foam stuff here. And inside there is another box, and is this box here, which it has of course the same print of the palette, and in the back again the ingredients and the certification from the brand. And it's a box, so it's not really easy to open, but you still have everything. But if you don't want to keep the box, it's not a huge problem, because in the packaging of the palette you still have the ingredients printed in the back and the certifications of the brand. The palette feels really good to the touch. It's a cardboard packaging palette. The writing Gargoyle, it's a little bit raised up. Inside you have the thing to protect your mirror from the eyeshadow, because you have a huge, can you see how huge is this mirror? You have a huge mirror in the upper part of the palette, and I will say it's a really nice quality mirror. Is it? Yeah, it's a really nice quality mirror. And this is the color story. And as you can see, the color story, it's a really cool tone color story with a pop of neutrals, browns, neutral shades, and there are a lot of blues here, some purples, really interesting minty sage shades. And the color story, it's A+. As always, I feel that the thing that Unearthly does better is the color story. It's a 18-pound palette, and it has 10 mattes and 8 shimmery special shades. Unearthly Cosmetics palette are all magnetic, so if you have a magnet like this one here, you can go ahead and let me just stretch. You can take your eyeshadows out and maybe create your own palette. This is a thing that I love in brands, because if you don't have a huge collection, if you're not a huge YouTuber and you don't have a huge collection, you can still play around and create your own palette using the mattes from those brands, and maybe combining with singles. Brands who does singles normally formula are not the best, but the Unearthly Cosmetics formula, matte formula, it's really good. So the pans are 25.5 millimeters, and you have the writing in the back of the pans with the name of all the eyeshadows, which is a plus, you know I love that. And the eyeshadows themselves are squared, but they are pretty much the same size of those singles one. Let me take an example. You can see they are the same size as a single eyeshadow, but the single eyeshadows are of course round. This one is a Divina one. And just in case you were wondering, they are a hair smaller than the eyeshadows from Litho Cosmetics. This one is a Litho Cosmetics eyeshadow. This is the size of their singles. This one came in a palette, but it's the same size as their singles. I got my palette from Monolith, which is a European retailer of a lot of really beautiful, amazing indie brands. I paid for it something around the 70 euros price. I don't remember how much it was, but you know, if you buy directly from Unearthly, you can use a lot of discount codes, but when it comes for an European customer, Monolith, it's a way much more convenient. At least here for Italy, I won't pay shipping over 100 euros. I will try to do the whole swatch, the whole palette stay on my arm. I will do my best. Lately I'm failing on this, but I will try my best to keep the whole palette on my arm. Of course, I have nothing on my arm. I don't have body cream or primers. It's completely naked, and you're gonna see some live swatches, really close up live swatches too. And those I did with I just swirled my finger into the eyeshadow, and then I placed on my hand that there weren't any kind of primer, cream, nothing. It's just my skin and the eyeshadow. Maybe in some swatches you will see that my skin has a lot of shimmers, but it was just because I was just wiping out the eyeshadows and I was not washing my hands between swatches because there is no way, it will take me too much time and it wasn't really helpful anyways. What I love about the Unearthly Cosmetics site is that they put the whole description of each one of the shadows in the site, so it makes the shopping experience a lot better in my opinion, because in this way you see the eyeshadow in the image. Of course you can see the eyeshadow in the image, but when it comes to color description, it helps you to actually visualize the eyeshadow in real life, and I wish every single brand does. This is a little touch. I am all about the little things, and Unearthly Cosmetics really make the shopping experience amazing because their site, it's really easy to use. I used before their site, not this time, but I used before, and the shopping experience is just you know, a smooth shopping experience, if you know what I mean. But now let's do the swatch. The Gothic Grace, it's a soft pastel pink matte for a gentle touch of color. And as you can see, it's this beigey pink shade, one of those that it's not easy to see on my skin, but it's beautiful. I love to use this kind of color as, you know, the color that stays between the transition shade and your brow bone highlighter. This one is really cute, or to use as inner corner highlighter, matte inner corner highlighter too. Awaken is a stunning multi-chrome that shifts between gold, green, pink and orange. When you touch it, you feel the wetness of the eyeshadow, but it's not too wet and it's not at all too lightly pressed. You can see the firmness of the eyeshadow, and the multi-chrome material, you can really see all the shift of the eyeshadow, but it's more of an opaque formula. Then we got the color Ancient Aspire, which is a classic mid-toned brown perfect for everyday looks. And I like really much this kind of browns because it's not a really cool tone brown and it's not really warm either. It stays right in the middle, which makes this color so versatile with this palette and without being too cool, because you know sometimes when you put too cool of a brown it can look gray, even more on a skin tone like mine. Guardian, which is a sparkling olive gold that shifts to pink, adding a touch of magic, and have nothing like this color here. I don't have any other color like this one here. This one is a light olive shade that shifts to pink, on my opinion, and I would define this color to be a more of a spicy neutral kind of color, really useful for your daily wear. If you are the kind of person who always need neutral in their daily basis, this one is a really nice neutral and it's really unique too. Then we have the color First, which is a rich milk chocolate brown matte, great for depth, and it's not as pigmented right off the bat, but you can see that it's a really nice kind of brown. The matte formula from Unearthly is that maybe when you first touch the eyeshadow is not as pigmented, but they build, I would say, to pretty much infinite times. It's not scary pigmented, it's pigmented and buildable, which is really helpful if you're trying to play a little bit more just now. Then the last color of the first row is the shade Menacing, which is described to be an intense copper shimmer with hints of red and gold. And on my opinion, this one it's more of a chocolate brown, a chocolate shimmery brown with some gold and coppery sparkles. It's not extremely shimmer. I will say that it's more of a easy go kind of color. Then we have the shade Airy Echoes, which I was so excited because it looks so unique, and it's described to be a shimmer that shifts between teal and gold, bringing a mysterious glow. Ooh, I like this color description. I can see a lot of on the minty color, and I can see a little bit of the shift, the blue shift, and a lot of gold sparkles. This color, it's really, I am excited. Then we have the color Grim Morning, which is described to be a dusty sage pastel, perfect for a soft muted look. And yeah, I definitely can see the muted sage green. It's wow. You can see sage isn't a color easy to wear on my skin tone, but I still want to try it because it looks fantastic. Then we have the shade Forgotten Fortress, which is described to be a purple that shifts to baby blue with the pink sparkles, adding a unique twist. You know what I love about this color here? If you like your cool tones look, try this one. I promise you, you're gonna love the result because it's like a denim blue with a lot of purple shift. I love this kind of color because it's a color that from far away doesn't look like a color. It looks like a neutral, but when you come closer it's really fun and beautiful. Love this kind of color, and the shift real, and there is a lot of micro sparkles on this. Then we have the color Sinister Figure, which is a deep plum purple matte. I love this kind of purples. I feel those kind of purples are so beautiful because they can be colorful and neutral. It's just depending on how you use it. And this is what I'm taking from this palette here. every single color here, it's easy to use on your daily basis. If you're not really used to colors, those are colors that are really muted and easy. They are really very demure, very mindful. You know what I mean? These colors here are really easy to incorporate on your neutral looks without being too much. Then we have the shade Mystic Stone, which is a high shine purple that shifted on to mauve with green, gold and pink sparkles. And again, this is a stunner. I love this color here and I can't wait to use it. The sparkle on the Unearthly Cosmetics formula make them easy to wear on your daily basis because they will sparkle, they are really sparkle, but they are not sparkle to the point that you feel that it's too much under the sunlight. Deep Sleep, which is a gray matte with a hint of lavender, perfect for a cool base. Whenever I see those colors in palettes, I am always worried because gray doesn't look great on me, but this one is the kind of gray that actually works for my skin tone, and I can't wait to mix this gray with colors more like blues, you know. Now let's dive into the blue row, which is the last row 2, and the first color is the shade Veil, which is described to be a blue-gray slate matte, adding a touch of sophistication. Honestly, I love this color description, and the color, it's really unique in my, it's really unique in my opinion. I don't think I have a lot more of this kind of color here. It's like a gray sky blue shade. Really, love this color here. Love the definition, and I can't wait to use it on my crease, as inner corner, on my waterline. This one on my waterline is gonna be chef's kiss. This Moscato is described to be a semi-sheer blue that shifted to warm purple, versatile for any look. So they describe this one here to be more of a topper. Let's see. I don't know if I see this one here as more of a topper, because to me it is still really opaque. And just imagine this one here over a glitter glue or with a wet brush. This one here is gonna be really opaque. But the shifts are amazing. It goes from blue to purple, and from my side I can see a little bit on the purple shift, and you can see more blue. Midnight, which is described to be a rich royal blue, perfect for adding a bold color. And yeah, definitely a royal blue. Look how opaque the swatch of this color is. It's pretty much embarrassing. And yeah, close to that other shimmer. This time the shimmer looks more of a topper, close to this opaque matte shade. Then we have the shade Night Watcher, which is described, oh, this color is beautiful. This one is described to be navy shimmer with a soft purple shift and sable sparkles. I'm sorry. Oh, look how color is. It's what I will describe this as a shimmery night sky, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. Darkest Hour, which they described to be a deep matte navy blue for intense smoky looks. And this shade here is beautiful. Oh, look how deep this color is. And honestly, if this one was the deepest color of the palette, I will be happy either way, because it's so beautiful. And I love navy blues, because navy blue, it's so desaturated that from far away it looks more black, but when you come closer it looks more blue. It's I love navy blues. I love navy blues, and to me navy blue is the most underrated color when it comes to the matte shades. Honestly, just my opinion. Then we have the shade Cathedral Shadow, which is described to be the blackest black matte, perfect for bridesmaid drama. Ooh, we love the drama. Honestly, I hate when the brands describe the color to be the blackest black, because they hype the color so much that it's actually hard to get in that hype. From my swatch, I will not say that it's the darkest, the blackest black I have ever seen, but it's really black. I have to see on my eyes, of course, but yeah, as you can see, the color story, it's really unique as always, and it's really inspiring. I love Unearthly because their color story is really inspiring. It really inspires you to go outside your comfort zone and play with a lot of colors without you having to think a lot about the color combos. I love that. I am in love with this color story. As you can see, the neutral row combined with the purples and the blues with a pop of minty sagey. It's beautiful. Love the color story. Now let me clean my arm and I'm gonna come back, talk about what's going on my face, and then do the first impression look. Keep on watching. Let's talk about what's going on my face, and then we're gonna do the first impression look. So as primer today, I'm using my Professional primer. This one, it's a mini one, but it's more than enough. I am not the crazy person who uses primers all the time. I have to be honest with you, I pretty much always forget to use primer, but I did use this one here just on my problematic area. And the rest of my face, I use the Fenty Beauty Dewy Drops. This one is the shade Honey Citrine, and I like to use it as just to make my foundation a little bit more satin. The foundation I'm using today is what I discovered to be a discontinued one, which made me so angry. I was so angry when I noticed that this foundation, they are discontinuing this one here. This one is the Natasha Denona Foundation X. Natasha Denona, I know you're watching this video because the whole world is. And this foundation, I love this one here, and you don't have any other liquid foundation in your collection, so please, or you bring something better than this one here, or you bring this one here back, because this one here was amazing, and I am so sad that you betrayed me just by discontinuing my favorite foundation. We don't do this between friends. As concealer, I'm use the Best Skin Ever Glow by Sephora. Honestly, I feel that I will never ever again use this one here to film, because I just put a drop under my eyes and it reflected the light so much that I look crazy before I put the powder on. And yeah, this one here, it's on the shade 22, but you can go as light as you want with this concealer here, because it's just leave like a sheer layer of color, which you can see it's really lighter than my skin, but you can see that my concealer isn't this light. So yeah, the powder that I used is a powder that I love. It's a satin finish powder, so it doesn't look heavy, and for me, this one here keeps my makeup on place the whole day. I love this powder from Sigma. This one is the soft setting powder Buttermilk. This one is in the shade Buttermilk, and it has a really long name, but Sigma only has this powder here, so you cannot really go wrong. Then today I have no highlighter, no bronzer. I feel that I am wearing a minimal face, but I'm wearing two blushes. This one here is my favorite blush palette. It's my only blush palette. Do I have another blush palette? Oh yeah, I have the Natasha Denona blush palette, but it has more highlighters and blushes, so I don't know if you will consider this a blush palette. But this one is my truly only blush palette, and I'm testing this one out. I feel that it's a month that I continue on use this one here, and I cannot stop on using this palette here. This palette, it's amazing. First of all, I mixed the two more orangey shades. I used the darkest one in the outer part of my face and the lighter one in the middle of my face. You can see it leaves a little bit of a glow on my skin, but it's not too much. It's beautiful, beautiful. I love the texture of this palette here a lot, and I love all of them, all the colors, and this is what makes me really go crazy over this palette here. I am not a huge palette blushes fan, because every time I grab a blush palette, there is always at least one color that on me will look crazy. But all these colors here, even this lighter purple here, it's beautiful on my skin tone. And on my lips, I have a discontinued product from Unearthly. Don't come for me. I know that she's coming back with her matte liquid lipstick. I feel that she just made the formula better, and I'm praying that she brings back this color here, which is the shade Fatal from her old formula, because this is my favorite. Not one of my favorites, this is my hands down favorite nude color on my collection, because can you see how it's warm? It's a little bit orangey, but it's not too much orangey. It's beautiful. I can use this lip here with a color that, I don't know, I can use with everything. It's my comfort zone color, because this color is a skin tone lover color. We need this color back. Okay, Mandy? Yes, please. Okay, now come closer. I will take my hair from my face, and then we can start to do this first impression look using my beautiful Gargoyl palette. It's looking crazy, but at least my hair is not on my face. Just come closer. That should be enough. Today I decided to use the P. Louise eyeshadow base in the Rumors number 2. Of course, I'm blending this thingamajiggy with my brush. Today I'm wearing this blue top, so I feel that it's safe to keep it blue. I love combining my clothes with my makeup. I know it's kind of tacky, oh my god, but I love it. So I think that I'm gonna do something really smoky and fun. But let's start with the color Deep Sleep here, and I'm grabbing my Zoeva 229. I'm placing that color. Ooh, that color is really pigmented. I was not expecting this. And I am placing that color to my crease, a little bit above my crease, if you know what I mean, just to make it, oh, this color is really pigmented. I'm placing that color a little bit above my crease. Guys, this was one deep into the eyeshadow. Look at the pigmentation. Wow, 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 wow. I was not expecting this color to be this dark on my skin. Maybe it's because the primer is a little bit lighter, probably, but this color, it's beautiful nonetheless. I love how this gray blends to be a little bit more on the taupey side, and it doesn't become a ashy shade. Really impressed. Fine. Now I will grab a pencil brush. This one is from Zoeva, and I'm grabbing the black. Let's see if it's the blackest black. Access, I will go little by little because you saw the pigmentation of the gray. I'm placing this color really close to my lashes in the outer part. Pigmentation is definitely there. I don't know if it's the blackest black I have ever seen in my entire life, but it's a really dark black, which is lovely. I'm grabbing my Sigma E42 and I'm dipping it into the shade Darkest Hour. And I'm placing this navy shade into my outer V, in my outer crease, truly not my outer V, and I'm trying to blend this navy shade into the black. Dark colors are hard to do because they tend to get patchy really fast, and I don't know if you can see, but this one isn't getting patchy. Navy shades are, I feel that navy, blues and purples are really hard to do because of the pigment inside, and this one is just beautiful. I'm backing with the fluffier brush, of course, and I'm blending the edges. This is the brush that I used to put the color into my crease, but I don't think there is nothing left here. Just to make the crease really, really blended, you know. We don't need to have a really harsh line here. I am so impressed with this navy shade. I'm taking again the navy shade and I'm placing this navy shade closer to the outer part of my lower lash line right here. Since it's a really deep dark color, I recommend you to tap the excess off. In this way you will avoid fallout, which is not ideal when you already have done my base as I did. If it's possible, just do your base after, but if you really can't, just remember to always tap the excess off. In this way you will not have a full face of fallout. The navy isn't a really easy to clean color either, so it's nice to don't have too much fallout too. Ooh, I love this blue here. If I will not put this brush down, I will continue on adding and adding navy because I do love my navies. But let's put the brush down and I will grab this really large shader brush. This one is the brush 222 from Zoeva. It's a really bigger one. And I want to start with the deepest blue right here. I will wet my brush to avoid fallout and you know. Okay. Are you seeing this? Oh my goodness, how pretty! Oh my gosh, so pretty! Oh wow, this color, it's so beautiful. Look, since the texture aren't that different, look how much beautifully this color is blending into the blue. You know what, I'm gonna come back with the pencil brush and grab a little bit of the black shade and just add a little bit more here into my outer V, close to my lashes, just to add a little bit on the drama. Oh boy, I'm loving the drama. I wanna add this denim shade to the inner part, but not completely to the inner part. I will try to leave the first inner corner completely naked again. So I'm grabbing my Zoeva 234 brush and the shade Forgotten Fortress. Wet the brush again. And I will try to put this color just here, close to that blue shade. Are you kidding me right now? Oh boy, I love that. Oh, I'm loving that. I'm so happy that I can sing, unfortunately for you. I am not a great singer, so I will try to don't traumatize you and your ear with me singing. Fine? Woo, fine. Oh boy, do I love this smoky blue look. And now for my inner corner, I could go for this greeny shade here, but I want to go in a completely different direction, and I will grab the shade Awaken because I think this is the most beautiful color in the palette. With my BH Incredible Small Fun brush, I'm grabbing that color that I already wetted. I don't know how to speak. How can... this color is so pretty! Did my camera stop on recording and I don't know where? Probably, but this color... You are kidding me, right? I will grab this angled brush here and I will grab the shade Veil really close to my lower lash line here. Oof. I love the touch of color that color added, and you can see it's so beautiful. You know what? I'm gonna put lashes and I'm gonna be right back to show you the final look. This is the final look with lashes. I didn't place the most dramatic lashes on my collection. I just put some, let me show you. I like to grab these lashes here. This one are from Shane. I don't even know the name. Maybe the name is this one here, but whatever. Those are Shane lashes, and I like to cut them in half, and today I'm using the smaller half of the lashes because I didn't really want to add to the drama since the eye look is already so dramatic and so lovely. One more step that we can actually be doing just to bring this look a little bit more together. I will grab my Sigma E55 and I will grab this beigey pinky shade here, tap the excess, you already know, and I will just put this color underneath my brow bone area, and this way I can clean a little bit the brow bone and have a little bit more of a lift. By the way, this is the final look. Now come a little bit far away so we can actually talk about the palette itself. Oof, this should be enough. I already zoomed you out a little bit sooner, so you don't need to be you don't need to be too much far. We can still a little bit closer, right? Let's talk about the palette itself. I am so glad with the palette. I love the color story. Of course, this is why I bought. And as always, what I love about Unearthly Cosmetic is that, as always, the color story really makes me go out of my comfort zone, really makes me want to try more things. The shimmers are really opaque and sparkle, but the sparkles are really small, so they don't age you up, but they kind of shift a little bit. They are not the most shifty shimmer in the market, of course they are not, and their matte formula, it's what is that to me. When it comes to their matte formula, Unearthly will let me drawing. I love their matte formula. By the way, this is the end of the video. I hope you had so much fun with me playing with this palette, and let me know, did you got the Gargoyl palette? You tried to dupe it inside your collection, because it's a unique color story, but it's not that unique that you are not able to recreate it. Maybe this color here is the hardest one, but I still want to know, did you buy this palette here? Did you bring this palette to your collection, or did you not? I'm curious, let me know down below. By the way, this is the end of the video, and I hope you like. If you like this video, I will remember you again. Just subscribe, turn on the notifications, so you can see this ugly face in your feed again, okay? But okay, this is all, and see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao.